Well, hello, hello. We are live here on a Friday, the last day of February. Super, super excited to be here. We had a little bit of a glitch to get started. We were supposed to start live at 3, but here we are. This is our live Q&A and chicken chat. So in our Pimp Your Flock community, we have a live Q&A and chicken chat on a regular basis, and the members of our community can come in, get a preview of the week ahead and or the week behind them, depending on where we look at our week. And then we can talk about what it is we need to talk about for chickens and ask all of those questions that we might have under the sun. It is designated for an hour-long presentation or session, rather. So I want to give those of you that are new, that are not part of our Pimp Your Flock community, a quick introduction and ask all of those people out there who loves chickens. If you're here and you love chickens, drop in the comment box there below that you love chickens. We just had Valentine's Day a couple weeks ago. I hope you got your love some flowers and some chickens. Maybe the chickens can eat those flowers and you'll just have a hoot and you'll be a hero to your spouse. Promise you that. Promise you. Now, who in here loves eggs? I personally love eggs. I love eating them. I love selling them. I love washing them. I love all the things that are eggs. Have you seen the egg prices lately? They are out of this world. These are prices I took a couple days ago at our local Safeway grocery store. $10 for a dozen of the Vitalife Farms and almost $7 for a half dozen of their same things. Now, if you're a chicken lover, you are totally in the right place. Pimpyourflock.com is the place to be if you are interested in taking your chickening level to the next level. Taking your chickening to the next level. But if you don't have chickens at all, you're still in the right place. We want to invite you into pimpyourflock.com and help you get started easily with the simplest methods so that you can have chickens. Now, I want to give you a quick introduction to some folks who never had chickens. This is Ethan and Shay. They decided to be chicken farmers and they turned their barn into a coop. I have a background audio, forgive me there. So we went out, I went out to try to find a place to expand our farm and met Ethan and Shay, and we began the path to becoming a chicken farmer. And we had a shed that blew away and we had to rebuild it. We turned a pole barn into a coop, and man, these guys are rocking it right now. We are selling their eggs for $8 a dozen right now. It's incredible. So I am curious, what chicken dreams might you have? What are your chicken dreams? Are you maybe like the folks that we've worked with that are backyard chicken farmers? They have some young kids. They want them to get farm fresh eggs, interact with their chickens, learn about life from nature. Or maybe you have a big coop and you're like, I want to put some chickens in it, like our other lady who hadn't had any chickens, but she needed a coop. She had empty nest syndrome, if you will. We also work with a lot of farmers and ranchers who have a lot of chickens. Like us, we have over 120, almost 150 egg-laying chickens right now. And we got started because we were sick and tired of doing what this lady is doing all the time, going out and pouring big buckets of feed into feeders. And we were like, we're done with this, right? Maybe you're sick and tired of carrying these heavy buckets of kibble, of commercial feed, and maybe you just want to be a chicken pimp like this young lady who had never had chickens. And we rented out some chickens to these folks a couple times. And when we got the opportunity to do it, she took her chickens to the next level. She took really good care of the 3 that she had. And one of the chickens wasn't laying yet, and she got her first egg. It was pretty cool. So I want to share with you a little bit about who we are and let you know that it's possible to have all of your chicken dreams come true in just a few minutes a day. You'll have happy, healthy chickens if you stick with us, and we'll help you get better than organic eggs. So really the goal is of the Pimp Your Flock community is to help people get chicken eggs. Those people that want chicken eggs without spending a lot of time or hard work to get those chicken eggs, if that makes sense. I don't know how much time many people spend and waste doing things because they are not quite sure. But I do know that the egg prices are not going down anytime soon. And we say here at Pimp Your Flock that the only way to make eggs great again is to feed your chicken sprouts by using a proven system. So I want to share with you a little bit about Blooming Health Farms. I'm going to share with you at least 3 ways that we're making eggs great again. And I might touch on our sprouting operating system, which we use, and we tell people that if you want the best sprouts and the best eggs and the happiest chickens, that you should be feeding out sprouts using our sprouting OS. Now, real quick, people call me the chicken man, and I know it's not very original, but when I get a call on the phone, they're like, "Is this Sean the chicken man?" And I'm like, yes. I am the co-founder of Blooming Health Farms, and we're a farm that supports the at-risk youth in the area, ones that get stuck in jail, and we teach them entrepreneurship on a farm. We call that agricultural entrepreneurship, and I get kind of nerdy, so forgive me if I use big words by mistake. It's just because I'm a little bit of a nerd, but I help chicken keepers get better eggs and control feed costs. I love helping farmers and ranchers and backyard chicken people do the best they can for their flock. And I specialize in sprouting hydroponic fodder, sprouting organic grains and seeds to get the best feed for our flock. I have a background in molecular biology, and I'm studying systems engineering over at Johns Hopkins. Now, I bring a bunch of years of experience with hydroponics and wastewater treatment. I also volunteer with the local extension, which is part of Colorado State University. We get to help farmers and ranchers communicate to the public what it is that we're all doing, the needs and the requirements that we need to do to be the strongest community. And I wrote this book. This is Thinking Outside the Soil. So in here, in Thinking Outside the Soil, I share a lot of the strategies that I share in Pimp Your Flock. And I invite you to Pimp Your Flock. You can go to pimpyourflock.com and share with us where you are on your journey of chickening. Now, Thinking Outside the Soil has been a bestseller on Amazon in a few different categories: in irrigation, in sustainable agriculture, which is our wheelhouse, and tropical agriculture, where I learned a lot of what I get to share with you guys out there. I went to the University of Hawaii and helped farmers implement sustainable solutions. And I talk about it in my book. Now, this is the system people are using out there. This is our sprouting operating system. We have a Sprout Club of the month. Now, for a couple months, for 10 chickens for 2 months, $160, people are able to get their feed and their seed that they're sprouting to their front door, a lot like Amazon. They're using this framework that you can see with the buckets there, called your Feed Your Flock framework. And this is a really cool system that you can sprout out live feed every single day. And then you're getting a little preview of some of what our flock inner circle mates here in the Pimp Your Flock community. We talk about a lot of different things, whether it just be chickens or business or personal success, and how to do all of those different things. Now, I wasn't always a nerdy chicken guy and a hydroponic guy. I struggled. I was actually an at-risk youth and an alcoholic, and I got in a lot of trouble. I was in and out of the jail. This is Weld County Jail, where the sheriff took me every time I was drunk. And I was there in and out from 17 to 31, in and out of jail. That's the cells, the cell block C-pod, actually, where I spent quite a bit of my time, unfortunately. I actually started raising chickens, though, with my dad, because I, like you, wanted farm fresh eggs, and I wanted to stay sober. It was something that kept me busy, gave me discipline, and it was fantastic. And I fell in love with egg layers way later in life when I was raising a rooster named Rick, and we were raising meat birds with a girlfriend. I helped her build a coop, and I fell in love with the business aspects of chickens and homesteading and helping other folks get into sustainable agriculture. Now, I told you that I was in jail a lot. I'm I'm called to help those kids that are stuck in the criminal justice system, the ones that I don't want to see in jail when they're adults. And I teach them aquaponics, I teach them hydroponics, teach them how to xeriscape. I really believe in saving water, so we use those methods to grow things with very little water, if that's making sense. I also love gardening, so doing gardening as efficiently as possible, and we breed some of the things that we sell at Blooming Health Farms. I'm in the process of breeding a cherry tomato that tastes like a Starburst candy. It's pretty delicious. And we call it aquaponic chickening, what we do here now. And this kid tasted one of our tomatoes and helped us with our chickens. And he fell in love with chickens and sprouts and eggs. And he's one of the greatest success stories. There is at the beginning here in the book, a story in our preface to the revised edition. There's a story in here about me and Kiwani, and I talk about Kiwani here in Thinking Outside the Soil and share some of those stories when you come in to pimp your flock. I love to hear what stories you have in your life. Why did you get chickens and the like that? Now, we integrated the chickens into Blooming Health Farms after I accidentally went and got chickens from Tractor Supply Company. How many of you have done that? Yeah. So I eventually wrote this book, as I mentioned to you, Thinking Outside the Soil, and recruited the kids that I was working with to help me with my backyard chickens. And they got to learn the ups and downs of raising chickens. Kids that were 16, so it's a 16-year-old Kiwani and the guy named Elliot, who had just got out of prison a couple years before this picture. They fell in love with chickens, and Elliot was interested in being a homesteader. So I really I wanted to connect him to the sustainable agriculture world. And I was telling everybody out there about my book. I was telling farmers about hydroponics and said, hey, this is awesome. And I got a call from this guy, Josh. And Josh is a cattle rancher here in Colorado. He runs the cattle at the famous Sylvandale Ranch. And I got a call from him and he said, I just really love what you're trying to do. And I've got these challenges with having not enough water, and I might have to kill off my animals because I can't get them to market. And I was just like, oh, my heart broke. And when I heard that, he then made a plea to me and said, Sean, if you could just figure out ways to use hydroponics to help farmers like me and others out there do things differently and do things better, it would be a lifesaver to all of us. And it immediately became clear to me to start sprouting our own chicken feed. And so we went on this path to figure out what was the best things to sprout for our flock. And we used this microgreen and sprout mix that we made. I went to True Leaf Market and got organic peas. I even went to Tractor Supply and got bird seed. And I started sprouting everything. I jumped into the books. I think I told you I'm nerdy. I jumped into the books and I buried my nose deep in those two books, Stories and Commercial Production. Amazing. And while I was there, you know, I took those sprouts that we had and I used a mason jar, filled it up, and drained it. Did that every single day. And we got these amazing sprouts that we could sell to people or we could feed out to our chickens. And then I developed a better way to do it. I came up with this spinner. And this spinner allowed us to grow even more sprouts on a smaller space. And I modeled this industrial spinner. And all of this work really became this best-selling book, Thinking Outside the Soil. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot about these things that I had been trying out. What I learned was these were the worst seeds to mix, and those were the worst places to buy the seeds. And I literally went back to the drawing board and had to do more and more research, drink a lot of coffee so I could stay up all night in those books. And I didn't sleep a lot, but it paid off. I was successful and I got invited by a local agronomist to teach a class for homesteaders, backyard chicken keepers, small scale people, if you will, to do hydroponic fodder for chickens, help people feed their flock. And I developed a feed people could buy, which we call our chicken crack. This is Kat Caswell, our local agronomist, teaching poultry management and poultry science and doing a little bit about bird flu and the other diseases. So the folks in the crowd came from, I think, about 50 miles radius and all went there. And in the afternoon, we built sprouting systems. They got to use it and take a sprouting system home. It was pretty awesome. So we are here in Pimp Your Flock to make it really easy for chicken peeps to feed their chickens. So easy that even the kids that I've been working with in the criminal justice system can do it. We call our feed and seed process the chicken crack, and allows us to grow all of our feed for our flock in a little bit of time, 10 minutes for our test flock. And we have volunteers and helpers and kids that I've hired, and they can take it up just like that. They learn the sprouting process super quickly. And I know anybody out there can take care of their chickens in no time with the sprouting process without spending a lot of time and work, without having to go to the feed store to get value added benefits from feeding your chickens this really highly nutritious thing so that you get the best eggs, that they're always delicious. So in Pimp Your Flock community, we try to help those people that want to keep it simple. And we say, you start with a mobile chicken tractor. Mobile chicken tractors are these little mobile coops that have all the environmental needs for the chickens. There's a roost, there's a nest box, and there's places to hang your water and your feeder and put them in there. And they're fully protected from predators. That's very, very important. And use a sprouting system. Use something that gives your feed to your flock on a regular basis so that it's not a lot of work. And you'll be able to get farm fresh eggs without the hassle of building an entire chicken setup. Wouldn't that be incredible, right? Wouldn't that be amazing to get an entire chicken setup that's mobile? You can get farm fresh eggs. We've seen a lot of other folks out there super excited about it, and it's why we created the Pimp Your Flock community. So here are at our Pimp Your Flock community. Let me add in real quick. Go swap screens. Give me. I'm going to swap over to a different browser here. Forgive me real quick and share with you our Pimp Your Flock community. Here we go. So for those of you that are new and are not familiar, when you go to pimpyourflock.com, you will get to see our about page, and you'll be invited to share how many chickens you have, why it is you want to do what you want to do, and give us your email so that we can send you some of our free goodies like our Sprouting 101 guide and a lot of the other things that are inside of the Pimp Your Flock community. And the Pimp Your Flock community is really based off of our Chicken Pimp Manifesto. So for those of you that may have caught, we call it Pimp Your Flock. And that's based on a group of us that call ourselves chicken pimps. Now, it comes a little bit from the language that I have heard from the at-risk youth that I have been working with. And we try to reframe these negative words to make them more positive. So we say a chicken pimp leads with humility, overcomes obstacles, gets shit done, and demands the highest quality for the flock. A chicken pimp masters agricultural knowledge by harnessing the wisdom of the wild and sharing it with others. Now, a chicken pimp is savvy beyond business, embracing innovative, sustainable methods and pushing the boundaries of traditional chicken farming. A chicken pimp influences the community by creating connections between people and their food source. And a chicken pimp is loving to all. Compassion shows a willingness to follow welfare and quality standards. And that's because love leads to a resilient food system. Now, the craft of chicken pimping is more than a pursuit. It's really a rebellion against the current chickening and a radical reimagining of our agricultural landscape. Now, at Blooming Health Farms, we're not just growing food and growing people. We are also sowing the seeds of change in the chicken world. You, my friend, are at the heart of this revolution, and we want to welcome you to our flock. And I want to give you a little preview because you've been here with me for about 20 minutes inside our community. Take a quick look inside and see what it is that we've got for you so that you can be the best chicken mom and dad to your feathered friends. Pretty cool. So this is our page, and you can see we're live here on our Q&A and chicken chat. Now, one of my favorite things, which is maybe you might not be able to hear with the live feed, is this one here. So we've got this. Now maybe you're able to hear it. We got the gangsta cat. So we're pimping the flock. Now, this here is a place where we can come in. The people that are new, they get started. We say it's the shortcut to the mastery of chickens, how to sprout for your flock. And then the folks in here come in and we're talking about things like baby chicks. You know, we have a new fan here on Facebook. Apparently, I got to see this here. This guy stole, or not so much stole, screenshotted and used our chicken pimp. Now this is Rick the rooster, chicken pimping. So Rick is our mascot, and in here you can post and people can respond and they can chat, and you can see all of these things in here where people just jump in and respond. It's really easy. We love GIFs. If you love GIFs, come on in, get your GIF on, and we will have a hoot, have a laugh. No owls allowed. Sorry, no hooting. I promise you. Now there's a classroom, which is neat because you can stay right here on this Pimp Your Flock community and come in here and check out some of the things that we've got for you. For those of you that are new, you got to check out the Chicken Pimp Survival Guide. These are all of the quick go-to things that people need to know. And so you can check out some of these different resources in here. We're building out some of them as we know it is chick season. So you have your master class for chick care. For those of you that care to raise chicks, we urge you to get started with a good foundation. And then this is our live Q&A. So for all of our new members that come in, we encourage them to participate and get to what's called level 2. Now, what's really neat about school is that we can gamify this and make this really, really fun. So there's different levels. We've got newbies, we've got people who are excited, hatchlings, peeps, nest builders, level 6 chicken pimps. And you can see down here, we've got our leaderboards of the folks that are participating in here. So you can see we've got, people that are active and whatnot, and you get points for participating and doing all the like, and it's good fun. And we've got some rewards coming down the pipeline for some contests and whatnot. And then the other fantastic thing that we can utilize is a shared calendar where we can drop in different live events and things that are going on. So let me just share with you, like you can see in January, we had our live Q&As. They're switched over to Fridays now. Friday's a little bit more convenient for folks. And so here at the Pimp Your Flock community, we are trying to transform backyard or chicken farms into flourishing egg-laying operations, whether that be for your family, for your homestead, or to improve the bottom line of your business. And we say to embrace the craft of chicken pimping to make things better and change the status quo. And so we get to do some other really cool things. And I'm going to show you what I intend to share with those of us in our private community. So for those of you that are here, come on over to pimpyourflock.com and you'll get to see some really neat things. We're going to talk about a DIY maggot bucket that I curated and created, and it's going to be really, really cool. So come on over to pimpyourflock.com. You'll see down there scrolling, pimpyourflock.com is the place to be if you are interested in making things better and changing the status quo. My name is Sean Short, and I am the flock leader here at Blooming Health Farms in Pimp Your Flock. And I would like to say thank you. I bid you adieu. Take care and have a lovely day.